So in responding to your video, I thought I would first read from the YouTube community guidelines, part of their terms of service. And I would read the clause that seems particularly relevant here. It reads as follows: "We encourage free speech and defend everyone's right to express unpopular points of view, but we don't permit hate speech, speech which attacks or demeans a group based on race or ethnic origin, religion, disability, gender, age, veteran status, or sexual orientation, gender identity." Now, I have not seen the video in question, but from all accounts, it would certainly seem to me that it was hate speech, and that it violates YouTube's community guidelines, part of their terms of service. So for the White House to point this out, it doesn't seem like they're committing some terrible crime here, okay? And this idea that there's some veiled threat involved, that they're going to be punished later if they don't take it down, I'd like to see more evidence of that, because I seriously doubt that exists, okay? Or maybe it's just in your imagination, like a lot of things. But you know, getting back to the reaction in the Islamic world and some of these extremists, you know, one thing I hope we do not do is commit the same error of overgeneralization that these radicals have done. They've blamed America for what is the handiwork of a handful of individuals, okay? Now, I don't approve of what they've done. I think they're overgeneralizing, and I don't approve of violence to resolve disputes in the first place, okay? I think that they are severely mistaken, that whatever their interpretation of their religion is, they are grossly mistaken, and they are certainly not in touch with the modern age, okay? We use our minds to resolve conflicts, okay? Using violence to resolve conflicts is of a bygone era, and it should be bygone as much as possible, as quickly as possible. I do not approve of what they did at all. And, you know, while I am a staunch defender of freedom of speech, I participated in Dra Muhammad Day, okay, which didn't result in lots of embassy burnings, okay, but that being said, I am not in a situation where I'm surrounded by an angry mob. Now, I'm not going to try and second guess the motives for people who sent out, it wasn't an apology, it was a condemnation of the film in question. I'm not going to question their motives or their actions, because they are acting out of self-preservation and put in their situation. I think a lot of people have done the same thing. So, you know, it's easy to sit off on the sidelines like Mitt Romney and accuse them of apologizing for freedom of speech, you know, but Mitt Romney was not in that embassy surrounded by an angry mob, okay? And they were not apologizing for freedom of speech. They were condemning that movie, okay? There is a difference. And are the director and these handful of people responsible for the violence that ensued? No. No, they're not responsible for the violence that ensued. But it is hate speech. It's a clear and simple hate speech, and it does not bring us any closer to solving any problems. It only serves to further inflame and divide the people of the world. There's a lot of distance that needs to be closed if we're ever going to be able to have rational discourse with other parts of the country and other parts of the world, okay? But, you know, this hate speech makes it nearly impossible. So, do they have the right to say that? Yeah, they have the right to say that. And in America, we believe they have the right to say that because we want these idiots identified, because we want to know who we need to exclude from the conversation because they're irrational and they're not to be trusted in interacting with society at large. These people are self-identified outcasts, okay? And they've got no place at the table, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to discussing affairs and discussing relationships with other countries or relationships between different religions. So There's a lot wrong with Islam. There's a lot wrong with religion in general. I'm an atheist. I'm an avowed atheist, and there's an awful lot that's wrong with the religion. I will be the first to state that. But being so antagonistic is certainly not going to open people's eyes. It's only going to shut them. It's only going to shut people down and prevent them from being open to hearing new perspectives, new points of view. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, that kind of hate speech has got no place in the conversation. And as far as I'm concerned, the reason we allow it in America is we want those individuals identified so that we know they need to be excluded from the conversation. We can't trust them with sensitive conversations and relationships. So, anyways, that's all I'm going to say for now. Mitt Romney made an ass out of himself, and you know that. You know that, and you can't cover for it, right? As hard as you trying to pin something on Obama, it's just ridiculous, okay? But, you know, you try because you're funded by the Koch brothers, and Mitt Romney's funded by the Koch brothers, and you idiots are trying to privatize the entire world. And you're grossly misinformed and misguided, and someday you'll see that. That's all I'm going to say for now. Thanks. Bye.